BMW's most powerful SUV on sale presently. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that's the BMW X5 M Competition for you, which is typically what you would expect an SUV, which is the X5, that was handed over to the M division engineers, and as a result of that, it is now meaner and it's aggressive, it's got a lot of muscle, but most importantly, it is a lot more faster. But before we get to the most interesting part, and that is how fast this beast is, I'll quickly take you through some of the design as well as the cabin details, and quickly thereafter we will find out how this beast handles the road. Now, the X5 M Competition is a huge SUV, but given the M treatment, it looks sharp and dynamic. Up front, you can see this massive grille, but it has been tastefully done in black. The bumper also has much more sharper creases and looks a lot sportier than the standard X5. As a result of all of this front face of the X5 M Competition looks sharp, dynamic and performance oriented, and that's exactly what its buyers would want. Once you move further back to the side, you cannot help but notice the striking 21-inch alloy wheels, which look really impressive, and of course the large brake disc with the blue M badge calipers again gives a lot of sporty intent to the design. The black roof rails add further to the dynamism of the X5 M Competition Sports side profile. At the rear too, you will find some sporty inclusions, which are the blacked out exhaust pipes, dual pipe setup on either side, and a diffuser, all of which is done in black to add a sportiness to the design. And then of course there's this impressive color of this car which you cannot miss. So add all this up and what you get is an SUV which is big, massive, but at the same time it looks dynamic and it screams performance. Although the X5 M Competition is an out-and-out performance-oriented SUV, once you're inside the cabin, it still looks like it belongs to a luxury SUV. So you don't have the dark and gloomy interiors and bare basic features. No, it is a plush cabin and it is filled up to the brim with features. Excellent seats, you get a very good dashboard layout, premium material all throughout, no complaints on that front. There's also this impressive infotainment screen which can be operated either by the iDrive rotary controller here or even touch response. So in terms of features, it is absolutely spot on. But yes, of course, to give it that performance oriented feel, you can see there's this carbon fiber finish given in the dashboard and again the lower center console. Of course, there's the X5 M Competition badging, and the same badging is present on the seats as well. And all of this reminds you that you are in a very special performance oriented SUV. Adding further to the great feel inside the cabin is the fact that you get a large panoramic sunroof and a very nice Bowers and Wilkins audio system which has great sound quality. Now, despite being an SUV that has been engineered to go as fast as possible, one would expect it to probably not deliver any kind of rear seat comfort, but that is not the case. At the rear, you can expect a decent amount of leg room and overall space. The seats themselves are quite nice. So yes, in terms of rear seat comfort, the X5 M Competition will still offer daily practicality and daily usability to the users. And beyond that, yes, in terms of airiness also the cabin is nice. So as far as overall cabin experience is concerned, the X5 M Competition gets pretty much everything spot on, as it sets a great balance between comfort, luxury and a performance oriented look. And now on to the most exciting part about this vehicle, and that's the performance. Now from the moment you thumb the starter button, you are instantly greeted to a loud sound from the exhaust, and it's a pleasing note, and that's enough to let you know that you are in for a treat. Off the line, the X5 M Competition accelerates in what you would expect a violent fashion. It is hard to believe how fast this SUV can accelerate, because when you look at it and you consider the size and its weight, it kind of defies the laws of physics that bind it. It completely defies them. It accelerates in an impressive manner, and so much so it can go from a standstill to 100 kilometers in under 4 seconds. Now, what allows this performance is a 4.4 liter V8 twin turbocharged petrol motor that churns out over 600 horses and 750 Newton meters of torque. So you can imagine that the performance in this SUV is never going to be anything less than massively exciting. Now, since this is a purely performance oriented SUV, well, you would expect it to have a rather pleasing, or not even pleasing, an exciting exhaust note, and it definitely does. Once you start accelerating and you stomp your foot on the throttle, the X5M Competition exhaust lets out a very soul satisfying and a loud sound. It is pure music. You can keep listening, you can keep doing it for the entire day. Trust me, it is that good. Now all this power is again transmitted to the wheels using an M Steptronic 8-speed automatic transmission, and this is a fantastic transmission. It just goes along with the engine and its character so well. It definitely enhances the sporty nature of the entire powertrain. So that means that you get very quick upshifts, downshifts. There is no hesitation. It's very intuitive. I just couldn't find a situation wherein the transmission was confused or hesitant to make a shift. It is almost telepathy between the human mind and the machine. Now, being a BMW, of course, you get drive modes, so you can turn the wick up and down. With the wick turned up all the way, you can put everything in Sport and Sport Plus, and when you do that, you get very good performance. But that is again all that I feel about the vehicle. How does it actually sound or move in the real world? Well, this is how it does. It is nothing like you would expect an SUV, and it feels so, I have no words. It just feels amazing to drive. It definitely is one hell of an SUV which will manage to put a big smile on your face every time you go out to drive it. Now, talking about the way this rides and how it handles, well, it has, of course, the M-Spec chassis. It comes with the adaptive suspension with electronic damping. It also has the X-Drive, which is the four-wheel drive system, but again tuned by the M division engineers. And as a result of all this, and also the M brakes, the steering, what you get is a vehicle that easily can handle all of this power and torque without making you feel nervous about it. And that is one very good thing about the X5 M Competition, that even if you're someone who's graduating from a luxury SUV, probably you've been driving something in the region of say about 300 horsepower, and you straight away land into this, you will not feel intimidated by the power. You can still go ahead and have fun with this SUV because it just handles so brilliantly. It is so composed on the road. The way you can just chuck it around corners, it is unbelievable. The speeds that you can go around corners, Considering its height and its weight and its size, it's unbelievable. You have to drive it to believe it. The BMW X5 M Competition then is a truly impressive super SUV. It looks the part and most definitely has a lot of power to keep you excited and have a lot of fun. Now this is exactly what you would want from an SUV coming from the BMW stable. This SUV embodies everything that the BMW brand stands for, because driving dynamics is what BMW is best known for, and that is exactly what this SUV offers in heaps and spades. Now all of this technology, along with the fact that this is coming into India through the CBU route, means that this SUV is not going to be inexpensive to buy. It is an expensive proposition, and as that, it costs you about 1.94 crore rupees ex showroom. But if you compare it to the direct rivals that are on sale in India, the Porsche Cayenne Turbo, which is almost at a similar price but has lower power, and if you compare it to the Audi RS Q8, which is 13 lakh rupees more expensive than the BMW X5 M Competition, it's easy to realize that the X5 M Competition makes a strong case for itself if you are in the market looking for a super SUV that delivers the joy and the driving dynamics of a supercar, but at the same time is a comfortable and a luxurious SUV to drive.